I am 39 male and have 4 children with my wife, 37 female. My wife nor my kids have ever met my parents or my siblings. I have been no contact for about 20 years now, and while that was technically broken by my parents reaching out and me responding, I sent 3 replies to their messages, and that was it. So this was by no means intended to be a return to contact. However, they wanted a relationship with me and with my children, and they asked if we could spend Mother's Day together. They offered to host or come to mine and my wife's house if we did not want to travel with the kids. I said no, but they held on to the hope or expectation that I would say yes. I did not. They were contacting me all day yesterday until I went and blocked them. A relative had passed on my contact info to them, and I spoke to the same relative last night, and she came down hard on me for denying the chance for a reunion and for refusing to let them come meet my kids and get to know them. She said it is not thinking of my kids. I do not agree, but I will explain background now and see if you agree with the relative and my parents. Background for those who need to know more info in order to give a verdict. I was born to younger parents. They were 19 and 20 when I was born. They were not good parents to me. I cannot even say they were okay. They were not very warm, were not affectionate or caring, and I was made to feel like a burden. The reality was I existed in the same house as them, but they could ignore me for days at a time without saying a word to me. They did not make sure I was eating and sleeping. It was only kind of common for them to make sure I made it to the bus stop, and that stopped once I was considered big enough to get myself out the door. Homework problem. Better go somewhere else for help or say fuck it and let the teacher yell. I learned how to forge their signatures on homework and stuff from school that needed a parent's signature because they were not about to do it for me. I was 14 before they had more kids, and my siblings were kids they wanted. They turned into completely different people. They were loving parents who were far more involved, far more supportive and affectionate and caring. They did speak to me more after this shift in their personalities, but they did not step up as my parents. I still could not go to them with any problems. They did not know or care if I ate or went asleep at a good time. They still did not involve themselves in my education. They never talked post-high school with me, and my guidance counselor tried to bring them in on the discussion, but their go-to excuse was they had 2 small children at home. There were no more days at a time of not speaking to me, but really they did not have conversations with me. They would say some things, and occasionally I would be asked a question about how things were going or whatever. And during all that I got to see them being parents to my siblings that they were never willing to be for me. Back then, it hurt a lot, and for a few years after I went no contact it hurt too. My decision to go no contact happened as a result of me realizing I would need to accept them as they are or go no contact, and I could not do the former. From what I can gather, the reason my parents reached out is because both of my siblings have stated they do not want children, and one or both has been sterilized to prevent themselves having children. So my parents were depressed about it and learned from the relative who gave them my details that I had children. Am I the asshole?